So we've had AI that generates text, we've had AI that generates images and even videos, and we've even had AI that generates music. But what if I told you that we now have AI that does the actual tasks for you? So you think it and you just watch it happen. And some people are calling it the world's first truly autonomous AI agent. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking it all down. So about 2 weeks ago, a Chinese AI startup called Butterfly Effect dropped an early preview of Manus AI, and Manus is different from ChatGPT because instead of just generating responses, it actually executes the tasks. So in short, when you give instructions, it's like you have this invisible worker working in the background who is actually executing the tasks that you want done, and at the end they are going to give you this finished product. But let's see this through some examples. So to access Manus, you just need to go to their website. So that is going to be on manus.im. okay, so currently access is via invitation only. So if you go to where it says get started, you'll see that you need to enter in your invitation code here. So if you don't already have that code, then you can request access. So personally, I don't have access to it yet, but if you go back to their website, then you can be able to explore some of the really cool use cases they have on there. Okay, so if I just scroll down, this is the homepage. We have this video which is sort of like letting you know about the preview launch, so you can just watch that. We also have the use case gallery here, and they have been able to group it in terms of the featured, the research, the live, data analysis, and so on. So if you look at the featured use cases here, I really liked this one, a trip to Japan. So you just click on it there. And by the way, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Let's continue. So this is the prompt. Yeah, so you can see the replay of how Manus got to the result. So you can see it working here on the left and on the right. Okay, if you want to skip to the result, you can just click on that. But let's see how this turned out. So this is the output. So let me scroll to the top so that we are able to understand this. So we have the prompt here. The user is saying that I need a 7-day Japan itinerary for April 15th to 23rd from Seattle with a 2,500 to 5,000 budget for my fiance and me. Yeah, and then they also say some of the things they like, and they also say what they would like to see. And then they say that I also plan to propose during this trip and need a special location recommendation. And they also ask, please provide a detailed itinerary and a simple HTML travel handbook with maps, attractions, descriptions, essential Japanese phrases, and travel tips they can reference throughout their journey. So on the right here, we have the 7-day Japan itinerary. You can see the overview. Then you have day 1, day 2, day 3, yeah, day 4. You can also see it's quite detailed what they're going to be doing in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and then it goes on and on until it gets to the last day, including departure. We also have the proposal location recommendations here, and we also have the transportation notes. So if I go to the very bottom here, we can see all the documents that it was able to provide to this user. So you can also view all files in these tasks. So you can see the documents, you can see the images, if there are any, the code files and the links, if it has also provided those. But we can see the 7-day itinerary here, the proposal locations. But I want us to look at this Japan travel handbook. I think this was what like totally blew me away. So you can see it on the right hand side here. Yeah, so we have like an outline of the things included here. So let's look at it. We have the trip overview. Yeah, so you can see we have the dates here, and then we have the travelers, and then we also have the budget and the interest, and then we have special. This is like the special thing that is going to be happening during this trip. So that is the proposal. Then you have your quick reference, which is the emergency numbers, the embassy, the currency, and the time zone, which I think is really important for the travelers to have this during their trips. We also have the weather forecast, which I think is really awesome. And then we have the itinerary, yeah, all the way again to the day of departure. Then we have the maps and the key locations. I think this is extreme detail. Like if you are truly planning for this trip, I think this handbook would really come in handy for anybody traveling, because I think it's very, very detailed. Okay, scrolling down again, we have the essential Japanese phrases. So we have the basic greetings, And then we have the essential expressions, the travel and transportation expressions, like where is this, how much is this, I want to go to this. Okay, then we have dining, and then we also have emergency, like you'd want to know how to say help, or I need a doctor, do you speak English, I don't understand Japanese. We also have some special moments, like in case you saw something really special out there, and because this user is also planning to propose, we also have will you marry me here. So in case they decide they want to propose in Japanese, you have that. And then we also have Japanese etiquette tips. Like, I think this would be life-saving. First of all, we can see that in bowing, you have a slight bow is appropriate for tourists. The deeper and longer the bow, the more respect is shown. I think you'd want to know that if you're traveling to Japan. For the dining etiquette, we have the do's and don'ts of chopsticks. We even have a before and after eating. We also have temple and shrine etiquette in case they do decide to visit those. And then we have transportation etiquette. We have the proposal locations, because that is something that they want to do on their trip. We have proposal tips. We have travel tips, and that has been broken down into money and payments. And then we have connectivity, even parking essentials, cultural tips, and then we have emergency information. Yeah, and I think this is really, really awesome. And for you to get like this level of detail in ChatGPT, I think you would have to do numerous prompts just for you to put this together. But you can see that this required only one prompt, and then you have all this level of detail, and that is why I think that Manus is a true game changer. Now let's look at another example. So if we go back to the use cases here, we have the use cases under research. Okay, so if I go to some of these, maybe we could look at this B2B supplier sourcing. Okay, so that would be you sort of looking for something to buy online. So you can see the prompt is really simple. I need to find best price on rubber mats. Okay, yeah, so again we can see Manus working. So if we skip to the results, we can see here Manus says, great news, I have successfully deployed the rubber mats dashboard to a permanent publicly accessible URL. Okay, so this is important, because if we look at the prompt was really simple, because the prompt said I need to find best prices on rubber mats. So this tells me that there must have been other prompts in between here for it to deploy the dashboard. So if I scroll through this, let's see if we can find another prompt, like sort of prompting Manus further. Yeah, let's see, I'm just looking here. So we can see make a dashboard right here. So we can see that the user is specifically asking Manus to make a dashboard. So it seems that they already gave the results here. Yeah, but then the user wanted Manus to go ahead and make a dashboard. Let's see if there's any other prompt here. Okay, the user further tells Manus after getting the dashboard, because the dashboard, because you can see Manus saying here that the dashboard is now live and accessible here. Yeah, so now you can see the user asking Manus to please deploy this to a publicly accessible URL. Okay, and that is where at the end here we can see Manus saying, great news, I have successfully deployed the rubber mats dashboard to a permanent publicly accessible URL. So now we can open this because it is publicly available for us to even look at it. So we have the rubber mat price comparison dashboard. So we can see we have types of mats. Let's go with gym and fitness. Maybe price category we could have all, and retailers all, just for us to see whether this works. So we have the price range there, and you can play around with it. And then we have the dashboard here. So we have price comparison, we have mat distribution. Okay, so that is mat distribution. We have the best values. So we have the type, the product, the retailer, size, thickness, price, price in square feet, savings, and also best for. We even have retailer comparison here. Yeah, so I think this is extreme level of detail, and you even have like this really awesome user-friendly dashboard that can help you make the decision that you're looking for. And I think this is really awesome because it allows you to not only get the results, but get them in a way that you're able to consume, in a way that you're able to make decisions for yourself. So if we go to another example here, yeah, so for life, we have the trip to Japan. We already looked at that. We even have another category here, which is the data analysis, and we have on some really cool examples here. But let me take you to education because I want to show you a really cool example here. So we have this example of converting lecture recordings into notes. Let's look at the replay. So the prompt is transform this MIT Open courseware recording into a lecture note. Okay, so I'll just skip to the results. So Manus says, I have completed my review of the interactive course presentation and I am pleased to confirm that everything is displaying correctly. The Manus page includes well-formatted mathematical equations, multiple interactive charts showing all that, and we even have the presentation covering all key concepts from the MIT OpenCourseWare lecture, including all that stuff. So if you look at this presentation here just by clicking there, yeah, and by the way, to the right hand side is the note in case you want to look at that, but I want us to look at the presentation. Yeah, so look how beautifully this has been presented. Yeah. And this is from just a lecture recording, and then you have this where you can be able to quickly reference. And I think as a student, I would really appreciate this being presented like this. And I think this is what we are talking about, the real strong point for Manus. But no AI tool is perfect. And of course, Manus is also having a bit of the challenges, but let's look at a bit of that. So if I go to some of the feedback from people online, we can see this post here saying that this is an honest opinion. After trying Manus AI for the last 3 days, he is a good and the bad. So the good is the research it does on the internet and the reports it generates are incredible. And then we have its ability to run scripts behind the scenes to execute tasks is impressive. And then we have that the plans it creates to achieve tasks are well structured, which is why the end results are so good. And then the bad, it says that it is slow, but I guess they can scale, and then it could use a longer context window, which would help a lot. It broke in between due to context issues while working on coding tasks. Okay, sometimes the second iteration doesn't work as well, and it just gets stuck on the web searches or certain tasks, making it difficult to take control. And then we also have the coding capabilities are good but still behind Sonnet 3.7. Okay, and then it says considering this is still in beta and already performing at this level, they can improve and solve a few issues. And then we also have another review here from MIT Technology Review. Okay, so they say that to put it to the test, I gave Manus 3 assignments. And you can see overall they say that they found Manus to be a highly intuitive tool suitable for users with or without coding backgrounds. And then they also mention some of the really cool things that they found out in there. But then they say that it is not all smooth sailing. Manus can suffer from frequent crashes and system instability, and it may struggle when asked to process large chunks of text. So what is the biggest difference between Manus and ChatGPT? So to do that, I don't just want to tell you, I want to show you. So I took the exact same prompt that we have in Manus here, asking for the 7-day itinerary, and then I took it to ChatGPT and I pasted it there. You can see ChatGPT sort of giving us the itinerary. So you have the first day, the second day, the third day, and so on up to the end. And then it tells us that it's also going to provide us with a simple HTML travel handbook, because you remember this was part of the prompt. And we also have somewhere where we can preview it here. So let me click on the preview. Okay, so we have our Japan travel handbook here. So we have the maps and navigation. I think I'd have to maybe click on this to see the key location. So this is just use Google Maps or Japan travel apps for navigation. And then we have the key attractions here. And then we also have the essential Japanese phrases. Yeah, so this is the hello, the thank you, the excuse me, the how much, the where is the train station. Those are like 5. But look at what we got from Manus here. Like, this is so much more detailed, you know? Yeah, because 5 expressions is not going to last you the entire trip, but this might. Yeah, so in a nutshell, I would say that the major difference we have between Manus and ChatGPT is that ChatGPT is just giving you the ideas, but you still have to do all the work, while Manus is actually doing the work. But the real question is, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this game changing or just another effort? I'll be looking forward to hear what you think. In the meantime, if you want to learn how to create videos with AI, you can watch the video on the screen and subscribe for more videos like this. My name is Peris, and I'll catch you on the next one.